Hey there everybody, I'm Todd Miller with Live Lean RX, and today I'm going to talk to you about what a VO2max test is and why you might want to consider getting one. So the VO2max test measures the maximum volume of oxygen that the total body is capable of consuming, and the reason we want to know this relates to the role that oxygen plays in the body. Now, the only thing that oxygen does in the body is allow you to burn food for energy to power the muscles and other cells in your body. So by measuring how much oxygen we burn, we can also calculate how much fuel the body is burning at any given time. Now, the body burns fuel during exercise similarly to the way a car burns gasoline. In the car, fuel and air are mixed, and then heat is added to that mixture to release the energy from the fuel, which in turn powers the engine. When we step on the accelerator, we increase both the fuel and the air going into the engine, and the engine creates more power. In the body, fuel and oxygen are combined and then ignited by body heat, which liberates the energy necessary to power the muscles. Now, during an exercise like running, increasing our running speed is similar to stepping on the accelerator, and we dump more fuel and oxygen into the muscle where it is burned to produce more muscle power. The fitter you are, the more fuel and therefore more oxygen you can burn in any given period of time. The VO2max tells us the maximum amount of oxygen the body can burn, which also tells us the maximum amount of fuel the body can burn, and this is a very powerful indicator of health and longevity. So let's look at this graph, and I'll explain exactly how a VO2max test works. On the y-axis, we're looking at the amount of oxygen that's being burned, and on the x-axis, we're looking at exercise intensity. Now, when you come into the lab for a VO2max test, you'll be doing this on a treadmill. So essentially what happens is the test progresses in 3-minute stages, and every 3 minutes we will increase the speed and grade of the treadmill by some fixed amount. Now, if we plot oxygen as a function of exercise intensity, you can see what happens to the amount of oxygen consumed during each stage. At the beginning of the stage, you'll see a sharp increase in oxygen consumption that then levels off as you approach the end of the stage. So think of this as incrementally pressing the accelerator on your car and speeding up maybe 10 miles an hour every 3 minutes. Every time you press on that accelerator, you're going to dump more fuel into the engine and the oxygen consumption is going to go up. The same thing happens during exercise. Every time we increase the treadmill speed, you dump more fuel into the muscle and the amount of oxygen required to burn that fuel increases as well. Now, eventually what will happen is we'll increase the treadmill speed, but there will be no corresponding increase in oxygen consumption. That means we've reached the maximum amount of fuel that the muscles can burn, and that's your VO2max. Now, you may think the VO2max test is just for athletes, but as I said earlier, VO2max is highly correlated with health and longevity, and it's the gold standard test to measure cardiovascular fitness. And here at Live Lean, we recommend everyone get a VO2max test at least annually to ensure that cardiovascular fitness is optimized for your age. If you're an athlete with specific training goals, more frequent VO2max testing may be appropriate. So reach out or stop by your local Live Lean RX so we can design a testing protocol that fits your needs. Click the link in the description below to locate a Live Lean clinic near you. Thanks very much.